We're going to go ahead and stand up and sing our next song in the Twinkling of an Eye. It's been a while since we've done this, but I'll guide you through. It's very flowy. There's 3 verses. Keep playing just for a second. Alright, here we go. In the twinkling of an eye, you can change the world you live in. Your world responds to your command at the moment it is given. In the twinkling of an eye, a new thought can change your day. Just make your selection and change your direction. It's all in the way you pray. It's all in the way you pray. Verse 2. In a moment God replies to the prayer you now are giving. The miracles of life depend on the thoughts of your own choosing. In a moment God responds to a perfect faith in prayer. There's instant reaction, spontaneous reaction. Believe it and lo, it's there. Believe it and lo, it's there. In the twinkling of an eye, you can change the world around you. Your thoughts become the world you see, and the loved ones that surround you. In the twinkling of an eye, you respond to how you pray. For God's love enfolds you, sustains and upholds you right now on a bright new day. Right now on a bright new day. Have a seat, please.
Will the prayer chaplain bring forward the prayer blocks, please?
Just a quick word here, because we do have a couple of new faces here for this congregation. And a reminder to ourselves, this is where individuals have a chance to place in prayers and concerns. What we do with it is pray over it a little bit now, keep it in our mind beyond that, and then appointed time during the month, we send them to Silent Unity to be prayed over for another month by the whole organization. So, we hold the prayers that we have written down, the prayers that we think, and the prayers that are never spoken. We bless them and send them on their journey to be cared for and nurtured. Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Now, Donna will read the daily word.
Sunday, September 9th. I am a divine expression of infinite creative energy. Symbolically, the 7 days of creation described in the Bible correspond to the 7 stages of the creative process. The book of Genesis also shares that humankind was created in the image of God. It stands to reason then that I must be an expression of that same divine energy and an essential part of the creative process. As such, I birth divine ideas into tangible expression in this mortal experience. The creative process is sparked by a vague restlessness, a dissatisfaction with what is. Ideas become manifest and clarity begins to take shape when I surrender to the process and affirm I am a divine expression of infinite creative energy. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. Genesis 1:27.
Thank you, Donna. Let us now chill our thoughts and mind and prepare ourselves to say our sacred Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
And let us move deeper into that still place. Pay attention to your breathing as it allows your mind to become one-pointed. Pay attention to your body as you breathe in, inspired. As you breathe out, let go. I am inspired in this moment. And in that process of inspiration, I let go of all that no longer serves me. Feel that moving out of you, whatever that is. Whether it's tension and stress, whether it's old ways of thinking and doing things, let it go. Say thank you. Thank you, you have served me. Now, I'm releasing you back into the energy of the universe. Powerful process. We get to recycle all of that energy that has sometimes created some negativity within us. We let it go, and as we release it, it becomes that neutral, divine substance there to be reformed and reshaped. Yes, thank you. And as we let go, we feel our mind slowing down. Slowing down. When thoughts come, we just let them go. We hear sounds, whether it's sounds within the building or traffic, whatever that is, we just let it go. We continue to breathe in and breathe out, inspiring and letting go. Yes. Maybe ideas that you are ready to let go of. Gently say, be ideas that you want to take hold of. And you open your heart and your mind and say, hello, hello, yes, we are here to work together. And then just keep moving deeper and deeper into that place of oneness and connection. You may visualize it as a place of light, or it may be a place of velvet darkness. Allow yourself to move into that awareness of oneness as we move into the silence. In the silence. Bring yourself just gently to the edge of that silent place, holding that awareness of that divine power, of knowing wherever we are as individuals, we are the point of the universe. We are the point of that divine substance, the point of that which we call God. And in this awareness, allow that which may be of concern to you, specific concerns. Just allow, whatever that might be. Whether it's an issue at work, an issue with health or finances or relationships. Just allow. Here, Spirit, I am open and accepting. I am allowing divine ideas. I am allowing that divine mind to bring the how into my awareness. And let us reach out to that which may be of concern to us in the broader community, whether it's here in Huntsville, at work, in our family, our state, our nation, our globe. Spirit, here are the concerns I have. What is mine to do? I open myself. What is mine to do? And in this moment, what is mine to do is to hold the awareness of divine love in all that is. At any moment, wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, I can hold that awareness, for we are all connected. To those that are in anger, to those that are in fear, we open that awareness of light. To those that are in joy and those that are in peace, we combine with that amazing energy and we embrace this world. We embrace our universe. And we bring it back and embrace ourselves, our connection and our awareness of that divinity. And breathe into that. You say, thank you. Thank you for this awareness. Thank you that as we grow in this awareness, we are making this love and light so in our world. And so it is. Amen. Taking a deep breath. And so it is. Yes. So what we do every Sunday morning when we do this, what are we doing? We're practicing. So many people have said, you know, it's easier when we're here. It's easier when we come to class. And it's because we practice it there. And we practice, we become aware of that energy. So today we're talking about practicing. And how do we practice to become an extraordinary human being? And one of the things that I'll maybe dwell on a little bit later and get things out of order, but I always get excited when Sunday afternoon I go home. You know, I'm a bit tired. We've been to lunch, we've been talking, and all of a sudden it dawns on me, what am I talking about next week? Okay, Spirit, what is going on here? Now, I do it with absolute full confidence that that topic will come up, be presented to me in a timely fashion. But last Sunday, it really got kind of funny. So I'm standing there, I've gotten home, I listen to messages on the telephone, and I go, oh, let me go check my email. And it's that whole process, and I'm already going, okay, Spirit, what about next week? Because sometimes I have a clue ahead of time what it's going to be, and I'm just looking for information. But this time it was like total blank out there. Went and looked, opened my email, and there was an email from one of our regulars who comes, she doesn't come to church on Sunday morning, but she comes to Wednesday regularly, Celia. And it was something that somebody had written about John McCain. Now, I'm not a real John McCain fan. He's a conservative and I'm a liberal. But what has kind of stood out, in the last lately is when somebody behaves in a respectful manner. We're not in a government that we're all supposed to agree with each other. We're supposed to say, this is my idea and you have your ideas, and can we work together and bring them together in good things? So I have respected John McCain over the years, but it could have been written about Aretha Franklin, it could have been written about a lot of people. What I really liked was the idea that you can become whatever it is with practice. So as I read through this, I want you to be thinking about that process. I want you to be thinking about the young people out there. I am just so amazed so often when I'm meeting young people, high school kids, sometimes it's even junior high school kids, and I ask them what they're interested in, what they want to be doing, and they tell me, they're really interested in math and science, and they're really doing things I want the world to be a better place. I want to do things. And I go, yeah, that's where it starts, at that young age. And so sometimes we need to practice paying attention to those wonderful stories. You can have your Facebook set up so you're getting a lot of negative stuff. But you can also have friends that are sending you all these amazing, amazing stories. And you can look at your own family and go, isn't that amazing? And how can I practice paying attention to that? So the title of this was Was John McCain an extraordinary human being? So no, John McCain was an ordinary person that practiced being extraordinary over and over and over again. Was he braver than most? No, he practiced courage continuously, even when it was hard and even when he was scared. He practiced being fearless. Did he have a deeper sense of commitment than any of us? No. He practiced honoring his commitments every day and throughout each day. And how many of us do that? You know, and we may be very good at committing out here and doing that, but what about our commitments to ourselves? What about those commitments? How many times have you said, I'm going to do this for my own growth, for my own spiritual practice, and then, oh, well, I'm too busy. I've got to go out and do that. I've got to, you know, so commitment, practicing commitment. Was he smarter than you and I? No. He made wise choices and chose to let go of unwise choices. Was he worthier than us? No. He practiced worthiness. Was he more patient? No. He practiced patience again and again. And as somebody pointed out, and when you run out of patience, practice tolerance. You know, sometimes tolerance sounds negative, but if it's the best you can do, practice that. Did he have more love and respect for people than us? No. He practiced having respect for his fellow human beings, realizing that they had the same rights as he did. He lived by the golden rule. Treat others as you wish to be treated. He was able to extend the love and pride he had for himself to his fellow Americans. Now think about that. The love and pride that you have for yourself. All right, you know, and pride is a word that sometimes we go, oh, well, you know, I'm not proud. But maybe we change it to confidence. The love and confidence that you have for yourself. You know, the love and confidence we have in the people around us. Did he have more integrity and character than others? No. He practiced integrity on a daily basis. He built his character each day, brick by brick, by the choices he made and by the actions he took. Now, you know, unity is practical. You can sit here and believe and go, oh, isn't that wonderful? And yes, I believe that. How does it play out in how I behave every day? Was he more special than you and I? No, he did a good job of embodying special without putting on airs of being more special than others. And you know that word special, you know, really had to think about that. What is it? Special and pride, you know, you kind of, now, you know, guys, I think, don't get it quite the same way that girls do. We're not supposed to be proud. We're not supposed to be special. I think a lot of young men really, yeah, you're supposed to be proud. You're supposed to be special out there on that field. You're supposed to be. We're all supposed to be aware that we are special. And when we have that confidence, that doesn't mean we're lifting ourselves above anybody else. It's just being aware that as human beings, each one of us is unique and special. And then there's another form of special that says dedicated to. You know, here's the 5 o'clock special. It's the train that runs, you know, every day at 5 o'clock, you know, to get people from one place to the other. So I think that too, that specialness, what are we dedicated to? What do we use our specialness in? Was he more sincere than us? No, he practiced it. He practiced sincerity and truthfulness. What is one of the 4 agreements? Be impeccable with your word. Was he a better leader than you and I? No, he practiced it. And we've seen that here. Joan has seen it as she has gotten people who are willing to come up here on this platform for the first time and be the worship leader here. And so many people, they've never done it before. That's not what they know how to do, but they're willing to step forward and practice doing that. And we see how people get more comfortable as they move into that process. it concluded with this: He came into this world the same as each of us. Every man, woman, and child has the same qualities of John McCain. Each of us has the potential that John McCain had. Whether we use it or not are choices we make on a daily basis. The question is not whether he was extraordinary or ordinary. Now, the question is, how can each one of us commit to live an extraordinary life, moment by moment, thought by thought, one action at a time? I'm going to read that over again because this is what it's really all about. How can each one of us commit to live an extraordinary life, moment by moment, thought by thought, one action at a time? And guess what the answer is? Practice it. Practice it. So a comment was made a few weeks ago that a POW could not be a hero. Y'all remember that? I think this embodies, though, some of the things we teach and absorb as a culture. If we sometimes fail at a particular goal, we're a failure. How many of us have ever thought about that? Do you consider yourself a failure because it could have been something very small, or it could have been something pretty spectacular? And what stays with you, now, my career before I became full-time minister was doing workshops for the military, and we always had an evaluation sheet. And, you know, we would get those evaluation sheets, and the one that I did regularly for quite a long time, there was always 36 people in that class, so 36 evaluation sheets. All of them would be really positive, except one. Guess which one I focused on? I have a friend who did exactly the same thing during that time. Guess which one she focused on? So do we do that? Do we focus on this, whatever this failure was, or do we begin to learn from that process? You know, can we come at it like a scientist? Now, given our where we live and everything, and yeah, we hear about engineering, but this is also a huge scientific community. Now, what do you think scientists do when they have an idea and they try it out and it doesn't work? Do they go, ah, I'm a failure? No. They go, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. You know, and I went looking around, and I remembered this quote from Michael Jordan, and I wondered if I could find it, and I did. He said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeed. That's why I succeed. And he made this observation: learning's a gift, even when pain is your teacher. You know, and when we fail at something, there's pain. You know, oh, it hurt my poor little ego. Oh no, I'm not going to do that again. And so how much time do we practice avoiding pain? Building those walls. Oh, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to try that again. Oh, no. And we have this all around us. You know, we can't learn if we don't practice. And when we're practicing, you know, there's always going to be times when it doesn't work. And I use this quote. I heard it just it's been 2 or 3 months ago now. This was like a 9th or 10th grader who he and a partner, a girl, female partner, have developed some materials for new prosthetic limbs, and it's really getting attention. It's being worked on by some big companies and things, and so in the interview, the interviewer asked him, well, what have you learned? What overall have you learned besides, you know, all the different specifics? You never learn anything if you do it right the first time. You never learn anything if you do it right the first time. So it requires this practice. So what are we thinking about? You know, my worst pain, actual pain, was emotional. When I came into Unity, I was a wreck. I was a suicidal mess, literally. And then I found out I was responsible for creating my emotions. How many of us really take that in? We're the ones who create the happiness. We're the ones who create the anger. We're the ones who create whatever it is. And when I learned that, it was like, oh, because I always thought you all were responsible for my feelings. And, you know, the reason why I was such a mess is the one you all out there wasn't responding the way I wanted him to. Of course, it was a guy. It's always you guys' fault. You know? But when I found out, I was the one who was creating that. Now, it didn't, you know, our song, Twinkling of an Eye, I have to tell you, it didn't, the pain and all that was going on didn't shift in a twinkling of an eye, but my way to be able to deal with it. I mean, when I heard that, I was responsible. You know, it might take a while for me to do this, but I can't change you, but I can change me. So that practicing. So here's how Charles Fillmore defined failure. The inability through a lack of power to make a demonstration. Seeming failure is often a stepping stone to something higher. And how many times have we seen that happen? Oh, I had this plan. I wanted this to happen this way, and it didn't. And that opened the door for something else. Gave me the opportunity to move in a different direction or to have something bigger. So, but it can only be a stepping stone if we're willing to practice. Now, you know, I pick on our musicians a lot because we have a lot of musicians. And, you know, most people, I'm not one, but most of the people sitting here are also very into music. And you listen to when people interview musicians, how much time they spend in practice. You know, and if somebody, you know, concert pianists and things like that, you go, oh, well, they get paid thousands of dollars, and surely they don't have to practice. You know, listen to them, the hours that they spend every single day. Our musicians, you know, what happens when you, for some reason or another, you don't get to practice? What happens? Things begin to shift. You know, my fingers aren't as nimble. My voice begins to clog up. But there's something else other than physical, because most people, most artists, so I'm talking about musicians, but whatever, quote, art is, people are doing that from their soul. And when I don't get a chance to practice my art, you know, there's a loss in here. So we begin to think about, you know, what is your practice every single day? Now, if you think about it, what you do on a regular basis is your practice. Now, pay attention to that. What do I practice? When I look, and we talked about this downstairs, what are the thoughts that are going through my head on a regular basis? I'm practicing that. You know, if I want something to change, I have to practice changing that. If I'm doing something on a regular basis, can I look at that and say, how can I change this? Now, it may be something that says, okay, this actually has to be done. I wrote a poem a while back about washing the dishes. That is not my favorite thing to do. So I can't not wash the dishes, at least, you know, within 2 or 3 days. I have to do that. However, what I can focus on, what is the practice, is I really like it when all of that is cleaned up. So here's my focus, is how it feels when I walk into my kitchen and it's nice and clean. So there's plenty of things that we do, maybe at work, you know, all of those kinds of things, and go, no, I don't like that. However, I do like the result. So begin to shift, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on what I don't like, or am I focusing on, yes, I really enjoy this result? So here's some things you can practice. Directing your thoughts. Think about what you think about. Practice noticing your body. Whenever you feel tension, say, oh, thank you for noticing, and let me take a deep breath and relax. I can do that just in a moment. Practice paying attention to coincidence. When I told you the story about not knowing what I was going to talk about, and there it was. Within less than 60 seconds, I went, oh, yeah, that's perfect. Pay attention. The more you pay attention, the more you will see happening in your life. And practice the power of your words. You know the story about Alibaba? Alibaba and the 40 thieves, and they had this cave full of treasure, and he wanted to figure out how to get into it. Well, he learned the magic words, open sesame. Well, our words are what open the doors. Is it treasure in there, or is it stuff we really want to get rid of? So begin to think about, what words am I using? And it's not really easy sometimes when I'm against something, I can always say, oh, I don't like that. Whatever. That comes naturally. But if I don't like something, how do I turn my languaging around? So instead of being against, I am for. And it takes some thought. It really takes some practice to say, how can I be for something? So think about your words. Think about, do you use the words love, joy, peace, comfort? Practice staying connected to your higher self. And it's there just as close as you're breathing. And then one more coincidence that happened actually yesterday. I'm going through Facebook, and Kelly Isola, who is a unity minister, shares wonderful things a lot of times. And here is a poem that reminded us about love. No one has ever prepared us for this experience. We think it's the end. No, it's another beginning. It is knowing that you are loved. Knowing that you are loved. It's not easy letting yourself be loved because we've learned to judge ourselves. We're always judging ourselves. We practice that a lot. I've learned to listen that I was loved. Listen, I was loved. And then I would forget that I was loved. Those were the most painful times for me, forgetting that I was loved. So you've let yourself be loved while you've been here, and you've judged yourself, and you've forgotten you were loved, and you became alone. But you will always be here. You are blessed. You are forgiven. You are an angel. You have to listen that you're loved, and you have to forgive all the time. Listen that you're loved, and forgive all the time. You are loved. And in closing, doesn't get any better than this, so letter from the Apostle Paul. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Thank you.
Ready? Here we go. Let me walk in my brother's shoes, oh let me walk in my brother's shoes, oh let me walk in my brother's shoes, and let me grieve his heart no more. Let me walk in my sister's shoes, oh let me walk in my sister's shoes, oh let me walk in my sister's shoes, and let me grieve her heart no more. Let me cry with my mother's tears, oh let me cry with my mother's grieve his heart no more. That's first coming up. Let me walk in my brother's shoes, oh let me walk in my brother's shoes, oh let me walk in my brother's shoes, and let me grieve his heart no more. And let me grieve his heart no more. And let me grieve his heart no more. Yay! Have a seat, please. Nicely done. Oh, and we're going to have a special, my apologies, it's not the program, but we're going to have Debbie Preece come up and she'll explain the song she's doing and why she's doing it. It's all matter of time.
This song is a little bit of a it's on a song.
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay. It's kind of a pre-advertisement for Renee Beckman's class. If you look in your flyer, the Never Too Late class, it actually starts tomorrow evening. So let her know if you're interested. And she hasn't decided on the location yet. But I took that class a year ago, spring, and the class is aimed towards people in their midlife who are trying to figure out, what to do with this next part of their life, and maybe, like me, there's certain talents or things you've never really developed, and so you think, well, maybe this might be a good time to explore that. So for myself, basically, most of my whole life, since I was a teenager, I never developed my musical abilities at all. And so when I was in this class, I just got the inspiration, and I wrote a song. I had never written a song in my entire life. And the name of the song is Never Too Late. And so since then I started to practice more my music at home, taking lessons, piano lessons, and wrote a couple other songs. And every once in a while, a few times, I've actually been performing here at church. So I'd like to share this song, Never Too Late, and it's kind of about what this class is about and the emotions that we experience. And I loved, speaking of coincidence, I just loved the daily word. It was perfect, the creative process. And in that second paragraph, it talks about how the creative process is sparked by a vague restlessness and dissatisfaction with what it is. And so if you're feeling that at all inside, this might be a time to start exploring that and check out this class. Just the regular, big for did you get the drums card? No. That, yeah. Oh, no, it's okay. Just start over. Turn it off.
Okay,
No,
so
it's
you
good. It's
start
good.
over.
It's good. Okay, go ahead. I used to think that I'd never be free, and the dreams in my heart maybe just weren't meant to be. Then something told me, never give up. Maybe not. Oh, wait a sec.
Never give up.
Never give up. It's not a failure.
practice.
Did you turn the, did you transpose at all? Did the transpose to zero? All right, start all over. I think we got it this time.
Yeah.
Okay, start all over.
You can tell this wasn't planned. Sorry.
Hold on, one more time. Oh, let's do it all the way down. Okay. I used to think that I'd never be free, and the dreams in my heart maybe just weren't meant to be. Then something told me, just never give up. And the voice that spoke to me said I had a destiny. And the reason for my longing was 'cause I was meant to be so much more than I thought. So never give up. 'Cause it's never too late. But don't sit around and wait. Try something new for the first time. You can always choose. What you got to lose? 'Cause if you don't try, then you'll always wonder, what could I be? Who am I? Who am I? What could I be? Should I try? Should I try? As I thought about my aging, and I felt this inner raging about the life I wasn't living, and a future not fulfilling. Something said to me, just never give up. So I put my best foot forward toward the life I long to see. Left behind my fears and took a chance on being me, and all that while that voice was saying, just never give up. 'Cause it's never too late. But don't sit around and wait. Try something new for the first time. Just because you think you're old doesn't mean you can't be bold. You can be that bright star in the nighttime. Just never give up. Shine your light, never give up. Shine your light, oh so bright. Now my life is moving forward in many ways I never dreamed. Changing my perceptions of the way I've always seemed, and now I know that voice was God, who never gave up on me. Thank you, God. So let's live life to the fullest, and let's all have no regrets. As we cross the line to finish, let's be sure we did our best, 'cause we never gave up. And others were watching us. So it's never too late to learn how to roller skate. Try something new for the first time. Don't sit around and wait. Go on a date. You might find a love find the person you love or left behind. It's never too late to rediscover your fate, and I finally have some peace of mind. It's never too late. Never give up, never give up. It's never too late. Pick yourself up, pick yourself up. It's never too late. The voice is calling to you, so listen up.